when we do a new album.
This is true.
And a new band. That's even more exciting.
Band. It is exciting.
Mike and Dev here.
Hi, guys.
How are you? Today's Black Sabbath.
I don't know. I am
They're supposed to scare you.
I'm a little bit.
That was their goal, I think, at least when they started. Scary music. It's kind of scary. If you were a little kid and it was dark in the room, that music would scare you.
Oh, it's like that, eh?
Yeah. If you've never joined us before, just a quick thing about our channel. We try to experience it from when it first came out, sort of. So we don't look at lyrics unless the lyrics were provided with the album.
No distractions.
These albums didn't have videos, so we don't really watch anything usually when we're listening. And we do covers occasionally.
The quest continues to amass knowledge in all themes of rock and roll.
Mm-hmm.
Well said. Well said.
Well said.
Well said.
I don't say well said to you enough. I should say that more often.
Oh, thanks.
You say some good stuff. They were accused of devil worship, which I think kind of helped them in the beginning.
Sure.
Because they got a lot of followers just who were Satanists. But they're not really Satanists. They write about Satan, but it isn't like worshiping Satan.
When did they start? That'll put it into context of why people were just kind of like, because now in today's time.
Most people watching already know this stuff, but I like to say it anyway.
Tell me.
Yeah, for your sake, because she doesn't know.
I don't know.
They started in 1968, I believe. Their first album came out in 1970. They recorded it in one day, I believe, like 8 to 10 hours or something. They just cranked it out. They just played their live set.
Cool. I can see why, 68 would be...
Well, the album came out...
A little, Black Sabbath, and that comes out. That's appealing.
Yeah, they want it to be different.
In the 80s, it'd be like, old hat.
No, they wanted it to be different. And, that was unique for a rock band. And they're from England, of course, as all the good ones are, it seems like.
Seems like.
No, not all.
Go Brits.
But we heard Rush. They're from Canada. We haven't started an American band yet. We'll have to get to that.
I would like Pet Sounds at some point. Just saying.
The members of the band, Tony Iommi, which I think is how people pronounce it, although my Italian is telling me it should be pronounced Iommi, but we'll just call him Tony.
Tone.
Hey, Tony from the neighborhood. He plays guitar.
Okay.
Bill Ward on drums.
Okay.
Geezer Butler on bass. And of course, do you know who the last person is?
No.
Ozzy Osbourne is the vocalist.
Okay. So I only know him from their reality show. And that's mostly like Sharon Osbourne telling him what to do as he rambles around their giant mansion.
I think in a way Ozzy Osbourne, that name is more famous even than Black Sabbath to young people.
I would agree with that.
His real name is John.
Oh.
Birmingham, England is where they're from. Their name Black Sabbath just comes from a movie. I think they were originally called Earth. And they wanted something creepier or scarier or whatever. And I think they just saw that this movie was playing across the street. And they were like, let's use that, Black Sabbath. Now, I am not that familiar with Black Sabbath. I know, of course, their big songs. Not that familiar with this album. I may have heard it before, but I don't recall anything off of this album.
Cool.
So one thing I do remember, though, is they have a distinctive guitar sound. Tony actually lost the tips of 2 of his fingers on his right hand. He had trouble bending with those fingers, so he tuned the guitar somehow. I don't know the details, but he tuned it in a way so that it was easier for him to play what he needed to play. I think it's these 2 fingers here, and he's lefty, so that means that those are the fingers he frets with.
Oh, okay.
No. So this first album did pretty well, I think, but it was critically panned. There's so many albums that over time became like, that's a really good album, that the critics didn't like when it first came out. This is considered by a lot of people the very first heavy metal album ever.
Oh.
So that's kind of cool.
That's iconic.
And I think Black Sabbath is credited with starting, or definitely being one of the key starters of the heavy metal sound as we know it today. There's a lot of people that have built off of that. Let's take a look at the album art real fast.
Is it a witch in green?
I guess that's supposed to be a witch, I would think.
Right, well...
It kind of looks like Ozzy Osbourne from a distance, but it's not.
I really
He's a little, not quite that skinny, I don't think.
The text.
Yeah, I like the font.
That they use, that's cool. I like that there's a crow in the trees, or a raven.
And then when you open up the album, this is what it looked like inside. Oh, 1970.
Yay. I dig that.
Okay, but they were not
Reverse
happy about this when it first came out
cross. Oh, well,
because of the upside down cross thing.
yeah.
They were sort of promoting them as Satanists, and they weren't. So they weren't happy about that at first. And there's a poem there, and I think this poem was written by like the assistant photographer or something. It wasn't written by them. They didn't even know about this till it was done, I think. Still falls the rain. The veils of darkness shroud the blackened trees, which, contorted by some unseen violence, shed their tired leaves and bend their bows toward a gray earth of severed bird wings.
I actually like it.
Oh, wait, it's not
I'm
done.
so surprised.
Severed bird wings among the grasses. Poppies bleed before a gesticulating death. And young rabbits, born dead in traps, stand motionless, as though guarding the silence that surrounds and threatens to engulf all those that would listen.
That is a hell of a sentence. I really like young rabbits born dead in traps.
Mute birds, tired of repeating yesterday's terrors, huddle together in the recesses of dark corners. Heads turned from the dead, black swan that floats upturned in a small pool in the hollow.
Jeez.
There emerges from this pool a faint sensual mist that traces its way upwards to caress the chipped feet of the headless martyr's statue, whose only achievement was to die too soon.
Too soon.
Spelled wrong. And who couldn't wait to lose.
I love it. I do love it, actually.
The cataract of darkness form fully. The long black night begins, yet still, by the lake a young girl waits, unseeing she believes herself unseen. She smiles, faintly at the distant tolling bell, and the still falling rain.
Well, actually, that's really surprising.
It is.
Good for them, or the assistant, whoever, who's just like, you know what?
Yeah, but imagine you're the band and
I'm a
somebody
little
puts that on your album without telling you. To me, that's like a prequel. I'm kind of, let's set the mood now.
Sure,
Let's see.
it did.
Let's go into the album.
Unseeing, she
and see
believes
if that
herself
serves as a
unseen.
proper prologue. The first song is called Black Sabbath,
Okay.
and the album is called Black Sabbath.
Okay.
Apparently, Ozzy gave Geezer, the bass player, some kind of occult book, and he put it on a shelf or something, and he went to bed. And then he had this dream that some black figure was, or he woke and he thought he saw some black figure standing at his bed. And then he got freaked out. He went to get the book and it wasn't there anymore. That's supposedly what happened to him. And so
love being a teenager.
Well, I think Geezer was into the occult back then.
Sure.
But
somebody had to have been.
I thought I read that he painted his entire apartment totally black.
I don't know if that makes you
Again,
into
correct
the
me if
occult,
I'm wrong
but
in the comments, but that's what I had read. So, but I think after that, he was like, I'm done with this stuff. First song, first album, Black Sabbath. That's appropriate.
I know, I like that.
There's a bell and rain, just like it said in the poem.
Mama loves rain sounds. Give me that thunder.
Oh, cool entrance. Well, you know right away what you're in for. So slow, I love it. That one note is everything, that last note.
What is this that stands before me?
This is fun.
Figure in black, which points at me.
I love the quiet toms in the background.
Turn around quick and start to run.
got to do it.
Satan sitting there, he's smiling. Watches those flames get higher and higher. Oh no, no, please God help me.
I dig it.
He's great at screaming with anguish.
Yeah, it's heavy.
As in the end, my friend, Satan's coming around the bend. People running 'cause they're scared. You people better go and beware. No, no, please, no.
Very tight.
Ah,
I like the raw sound of it.
Who'd have
It's
thunk it?
very basic.
yeah. Good voice. He's got a
His
good
voice
voice.
is fun. Yeah, he's
His
got a
voice is
very
fun.
interesting, intriguing voice that's very easily recognizable.
Yep. I love that they kept the bell. Very cool way to start an album.
Right. That whole song, at least the first part of it, was based on basically 3 notes, but then that third note is what makes the whole thing creepy.
It's the middle of summer. Can't wait for Halloween.
Yeah, this would be a great Halloween album.
Yeah.
Hold with me 1 second. I just want to look something up real quick. Okay, we're back. Those 2 notes, that's a diminished fifth. Technically. The fifth in a scale goes well with the first note. So if he's playing like a G, A, B, C, D, then the D would be the fifth, and those sound good together. But he's playing a diminished fifth, which means he's going a half step down. So instead of playing D, if he's playing G and D, instead of playing that, he's playing G and then D flat. Those 3 notes is like the whole basis of the beginning, and they make a whole song out of it. That's pretty cool. I do believe that diminished fifth is a big thing in heavy metal music. Okay, I got a special treat. We also listened to live performances to compare them to the studio. We're going to listen to Black Sabbath live, the song Black Sabbath, 1970, Paris.
In Paris.
Yeah.
That's kind of exciting.
It's going to be interesting. You know it's going to be low tech. It's 1970.
I don't know.
They're not a huge band yet. I do think that this concert was after their second album, which also came out in 1970.
Let's go now. I tell that bloke to shut his trap, and let's do a number now called Black Sabbath. Thank you.
I love it. It feels like a high school or something.
He's so young. Oh, there's rubber thingies.
A little dissonant there. You like his cross?
Oh yeah, that's no joke. Like, that's half a finger. Hot in here.
It's so low tech, I love it.
Now rockin'. I would love that. That really pretty guitar, and then they're just like, we're going down.
This might even be slower than the album version. That drum sound is very 60s, 70s. It's a great sound.
What is this that stands before me?
You go, man.
That had to be fun to sing.
Points at me. Let's start to run. Find out I'm the chosen one. Oh no!
That's so great.
Yeah. Now we're done with cymbals. Just a little hi-hat here and there.
Black shape with eyes of fire.
This is the kind of concert I'd want to watch. No frills. Do it every time, which is cool. There you go. Go, Ozzy. Never did a drug in his life.
That's cool. You feel it that hard?
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Nice.
They rock. Which
Well, yeah. That's why we're listening to him. If it didn't rock, we wouldn't be listening to him.
I am completely good about putting aside my preconceived notions. At this point in my life, it's a great thing. Like, that's a great thing when you can just be like, well, I don't know. I've heard things, I feel things, but who cares?
My preconceived notion was, when I was a kid, was that Black Sabbath was druggy music. And like, druggies listened to it. Yeah, what did I know? Next song is called The Wizard. This was inspired by Gandalf, I read, so should be interesting.
Who shall not pass?
Harmonica. Not expecting that. That's Ozzy playing the harmonica. The harmonica definitely gives it a different feel. Okay, here we are in Black Sabbath land now.
I'm just seeing Gandalf like throw off his robes and he looks like He-Man underneath.
I love his trills.
Weaving this spell. Sunday clothes.
the drummer.
Cowbell! Sorry.
She never misses a cowbell.
Evil power disappears. Demons worry when the wizard is near. We can see us into joy. Everyone's happy when the wizard walks by. Never talking, just keep walking. Strutting his magic. Sun is shining, time to come by. All the people give a happy sigh. We are touched by heaven a sign. That's all the people feeling so fine. Never talking, just keep walking. Spreading his magic.
Was that? Yeah.
That's and
I'm so used to Led Zeppelin to just be like, wait,
Yeah, you never know.
we were finished. 2 songs in, and I think I liked them.
I got to admit, the harmonica was a little strange for me. I mean, I think it works in that song.
It's fun.
I'm just loving how
These 2 songs,
1970
man.
this is, or 1969, or whatever they recorded it.
That's weird because I don't get a sense of time from this.
It does kind of remind me of Cream a little bit, but definitely.
Sorry, that's just the
I know
weirdest
you don't
name.
know this. Yeah, well, I like the drumming. I think that it's kind of flashy, but not super over the top flashy.
No,
Mostly with
fine.
toms, not too much on the crashes and cymbals. So I really like it in the background there, especially when the riff is kind of simple. It's just like a few notes or a power chord. I said earlier in the video we do covers occasionally.
Yep, the reinvention of the art.
This one is from 1990. It's by Shihad,
Okay.
and it's a cover of that song. Let's just listen to a little bit of the beginning of it. More modern day heavy metal. There goes the 1970s charm.
He's a good drummer. This song is mostly drummer. This cover is, right? That's what I'm hearing.
I think the riffs are kind of simple. So the drummer adds little flares more than the guitar.
Never talking.
They took a little of the charm out of it and turned it. That's a more standard to me, death metal, whatever metal, kind of heavy metal that was. Thank you for your comments. We really appreciate them.
We do. Educational and entertaining.
Yes, very much so. And we appreciate it. It helps the channel out. Liking the video if you like it, that helps the channel out. Sharing the video on social media, that could help as well.
I'm definitely sharing this with my brother-in-law who loves Black Sabbath. I'm just
Okay.
like, look, convert.
Well, thank you for doing that. And For those of you who subscribed, thank you. Most of you haven't subscribed yet, according to the data I'm seeing.
Get around to it.
We would really appreciate it if you can click that little subscribe button. If you'd like to leave us a tip or a donation, you can use PayPal or the thanks button. Here's some information about that. Anything $5 or more will be recognized in our next video. And of course, we must thank our patrons on Patreon. We couldn't do this without you. We can't really monetize these videos, so your support is greatly appreciated and really, really needed, and we love you guys. If you'd like to join that lovely group of people, come check out our Patreon. It doesn't cost anything to check it out. We have the entire The Song Remains the Same movie of Led Zeppelin in full screen, high def.
That was fun.
That we couldn't show on YouTube.
Oh, good place to be. Thanks in advance.
Well, thank you for joining us on our first Black Sabbath video. Obviously, the next video will be finishing up side 1 of this apparently amazing album. So we'll see you for the next one. Thanks, guys. Love you all.